What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber as always, guys. Welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Now, guys, you can see I'm not at home in my studio. I'm out here working. But I was teetering on even talking about this because it deals with political issues. And you know me, I don't really deal with politics like that. But I mean, if I see something, I say something about it. Now, mind you, this is only my opinion. This has nothing to do, with white or black or, the people in South Africa. Shout out South Africa. But what I seen yesterday with this exchange with President Trump and the president of South Africa, whoever he is, that wasn't good. It wasn't. A lot of people are laughing at it, saying, yeah, this and that. And they're talking about the situation of white genocide, quote unquote, in South Africa. And Trump called the man out and put a slideshow up and showed pictures. And in the White House, I don't think that was very diplomatic. I don't. But I'm gonna show you what happened yesterday. Take a look at this video, and then I'm going to show you two other videos behind this, and I want you guys to pay attention to this. I don't know. I heard about this before, about white farmers getting killed out there, but I was doing a little digging, and before I come back to my commentary, just take a look at this.
Turn to the dramatic scene in the Oval Office today, the tense confrontation, President Trump ambushing the president of South Africa. The president of South Africa there to talk trade and to try to reset relations between the U.S. and South Africa. President Trump at one point calling for the lights to be dimmed and playing a video, and then showing a stack of papers that he said were articles proving a white genocide. The president of South Africa denying the unsubstantiated claims, at one point saying to President Trump, "I'm sorry, I don't have a plane to give you." Here's Mary Bruce.
Tonight, an extraordinary scene in the Oval Office. President Trump ambushing the president of South Africa with false claims the nation is engaged in genocide against white farmers. President Cyril Ramaphosa said he came to the White House to discuss trade.
We are essentially here to reset the relationship between the United States and South Africa.
But Trump had other ideas.
A lot of people are very concerned with regard to South Africa, and that's really the purpose of the meeting.
The president insists white South African farmers are being persecuted and murdered on a mass scale. Unproven claims that have been amplified by Elon Musk, a native of South Africa. Though Trump's administration has banned all refugees, they are now making an exception for one group, white South Africans. A plane load arriving in the U.S. just last week.
We have had a tremendous number of people, especially since they've seen this. Generally, they're white farmers, and they're fleeing South Africa.
Reporters asking Trump what it will take to convince him there is no genocide. The South African president jumping in.
What will it take for you to be convinced that there's no white genocide in South Africa?
Well, I can answer that for President. It will take President Trump listening to the voices of South Africans, some of whom are his good friends.
But Trump, with the cameras rolling,
Turn the lights down.
dimming the lights to present what he claims is evidence. Showing clips of extremists calling for violence, then leafing through articles he says prove it's happening.
Death, 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 horrible death, death. I don't know.
But you know that
Pick anyone. White South Africans are fleeing because of the violence and racist laws.
There is a crime problem in South Africa, but there is no evidence it is racially motivated or amounts to genocide. White people make up only 7% of the country, but own the vast majority of its farmland. Ramaphosa adamant that the video does not represent his government.
There is criminality in our country. People who do get killed, unfortunately through criminal activity, are not only white people. Majority of them are black people.
South Africa's president then joking that he wishes he could be like Qatar and gift Trump a luxury jet.
I'm sorry, I don't have a plane to give you.
I wish you did. I would take it.
And tonight, the spokesman for the South African president telling us of the confrontation, quote, "It was expected. We knew that whenever heads of state come to the White House, you get a bit of a show." And again, David, he insisted there is no genocide in South Africa. David.
Mary Bruce at the White House. Mary, thanks again.
Things as a genocide and the like. It's not the case at all, because as we've seen, when you mischaracterize things like that and this misinformation gets out, it does have real world consequences. And we've seen with the United States what those real world consequences are. And I really hope that during the upcoming visit to Washington, the president is going to be able to put the facts before his counterparts and to demonstrate there's no mass expropriation of land taking place in South Africa. There's no genocide taking place. Yes, we have crime issues, but as a government, we have committed resources and policing to deal with it.
Crime affects both black and white. I've been a victim of crime on the farm, and I'm not white, right? So I don't even think along those lines. We certainly don't. We're not inclined to think along those lines. We're not basing it on color at all. It's an issue of a vulnerability, I believe, and as a result, farmers are easier targets.
We're not interested in going anywhere. The thing we want to do is be part of this country, produce enough healthy food, by doing so grow the economy, providing jobs, empowering people. That's part of our business, and we would like to see more inclusive growth in our business. But we need some certainty, and one of those certainties is rural safety.
In South Africa.
This South African farmer wants to set the record straight. He wrote an open letter to US President Donald Trump after Trump offered Afrikaner farmers refugee status.
But it's a genocide that's taking place that you people don't want to write about, but it's a terrible thing that's taking place, and farmers are being killed. They happen to be white.
The first group of 59 Afrikaners traveled to the US in early May. It has raised questions about why a group of white South Africans of Dutch and French descent are being granted refugee status when the Trump administration has stopped all other refugee programs. De Jager represents a large farmer organization which has members across South Africa. He says while it's true that farm murders are a major problem, Trump hasn't got the facts straight.
I wrote the letter to Trump because I feared that he might have a misunderstanding of what is going on here. We thanked him for having sympathy with our cause, but we also said, rather help us to make things better here. Help us to, within our lifetime, fix the problems we have here. And it's not only a race thing. Black farmers have similar problems too, and we need those problems also to be attended to.
Trump's genocide claims are a result of brutal attacks on farmers in South Africa. Most of the murders happened during armed robberies. There's a large memorial at Nampo, South Africa's largest farming expo, dedicated to farm murders. It contains around 2,800 names, going as far back as the 1970s. One thing that stands out about this event is the diversity. We've seen many Afrikaners, but we've also seen many black people in attendance. This memorial includes the names of black farmers who were victims of farm murders, debunking the idea that it's a crime that only affects white people. And those we spoke to say while they are concerned about farm murders, they don't want to leave South Africa.
If people want to do it, I think it's a good idea. It gives them an option out if they want. But I personally would not do it. This is my country. And that is something that Mandela fought for, is for freedom for all.
I cannot really say there's a genocide in South Africa. The only thing that is happening is it's a crime in general. You know, in every country, in every places, we do have crimes, irrespective of race, you know. So I think the genocide issue, it's exaggeration.
Okay, guys, you've seen it. Trump looked like he was trying to call this guy out for white genocide claims in his country that he's claiming that the president is dismissive of. And you've seen what you've seen. Now I'm going to tell you something. Every world leader that is in a position of power is in that position for a reason, be it good or bad. And this is just me, as if you guys asked me a question. So I don't got no dog in the fight, but I'm gonna be real. Y'all know that. That's why y'all come to this channel. Like I was saying, every person has, you know, their own political agendas, right? Now, you got to understand something. When these world leaders come together and convene, whether it's one-on-one or together, it's for a collective of something for the betterment of their country. The guy that's the leader of South Africa supposedly came over here about trade and other political things. You know, behind closed doors stuff we don't hear they talking about, right? So anytime you have a world leader coming over here and want something, they also have to what? Give something. Now, Elon Musk, I gotta be real, I think part of this stuff has something to do with him. You know what I'm saying? He was sitting over there with the reporters, laughing and stuff when they was getting on the president. You know what I'm saying? He's supposed to be of South African descent. So evidently, you know what I'm saying, he has some type of vitriol for the situation out there, whether it's right or wrong, but he knows that situation. Us as American citizens don't. We only know by what we see on social media, the news, and what's portrayed to us. And a lot of times, we got to look between the lines. I honestly believe that whole thing, it wasn't personal, right? And like us regular folk, we won't see that. I think the whole thing wasn't personal, and it was a setup to for a power play for the United States dealing with South Africa in some way, shape, or form. Guy came here because he needs something. Well, you know how it is. You want this done, you're going to have to do this for me. And I think part of it was bringing that South Africa thing up, that genocide thing, whether it's true or not. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not going to dismiss it. When people are dying, you know, who am I to sit up here and say, oh, that's not true? Now, you saw them 2 videos where the people was like, that's not really a problem. It's a problem of availability and robberies, and it come really from armed robberies. But I'm going to say this. The situation about how he did the man, I wasn't feeling it. I think that was an obvious setup because they had the slideshows and everything prepared already. And did you hear what the guy said, the president of South Africa? He said to Trump, hey, I got my Minister of Agriculture right here. Talk to him. Hey, let's go behind closed doors and talk. It's like a lot of stuff is put out in the media to kind of shame people or put people on the spot. I don't think that's diplomatic. If somebody comes over here and, you know, is coming from another country, they're still representing said country. Him doing that could cause a whole stir in the country where this guy is at, if you know what I'm talking about. Say you come over and another world leader embarrasses you and you're the face of another country, you go back, your people look at you sometimes, I'm slobbing, sometimes like, you know what I'm saying? It could cause problems. We want you out. You're not a real leader. You let this man talk to you like you wasn't shit. Now, I will tell you this. You can see the uncomfortability in the South African president's face. You know what I'm saying? Which was messed up. You know, because, I mean, me personally, if somebody comes to my house, whether it's the White House or my own house, you're a guest. I'm not going to shit on you in front of the media to make myself look a certain way and definitely make you look a certain way. Because remember, you represent a whole country of people. I think that whole thing's messed up. I think it was a setup. I think Elon Musk had a lot to do with it because he has inside information from being over there or born and raised there. And that's one of the things. You need to stay out the president's ear. Stick to fucking inventing stuff. But then again, that's neither here nor there. I ain't trying to get nobody but hurt. I'm just giving you my honest assessment of what I saw yesterday. Now, you saw the people disputing the claims. They said black farmers are getting fucked up too. Regardless of all of that, I'm going to say this, and this is where a lot of people are going to get mad. But fuck it. It's just me talking and giving my opinion. We all got an opinion, whether it means anything or not. You talking about, and this is to the president, you talking about white genocide and all this other stuff. You're bringing people over here when we have a policy where we're not supposed to be bringing migrants in here, but you bringing in these people. which they had already been here since May. I mean, he started early May. You brought like, what, 50, 60 people over here for asylum, and you're supposed to be giving asylum to anybody that's persecuted over there and bringing them over here while kicking other migrants out. You understand what I'm saying? Got me scratching my head. Second thing is this. Problem I got with America is we always got our nose in somebody else's ass dealing with problems in their country when we got fucking real problems here. We do. I report on story after story, and this is where I fucking get on the soapbox. I report on story after story about how the American people are getting torn up from the inside out. And you talking about genocide and all this stuff. What about the genocide that's over here? What about the black genocide where ninjas are just killing ninjas at alarming rates? What about genocide and domestic violence? What about genocide on kids where they just getting fucked up every damn day and it seems like ain't no real laws and real punishments for these people that are doing this? What about these wild ass teens and people not parenting their kids no more and being held accountable when these kids go out in the street and do some crazy stuff? What about the bullshit justice system we got here where it's all about money and you lock people up and then they come right out in a revolving door no matter how bad the crime they do to go out here and fuck somebody else up? What about the gang problem we have? Hell, what about the drug problem we got here? We got a lot of work. You want to close the borders or close the house? Start cleaning from the inside out and stop worrying about what other people are doing. Now, genocide is one of them things where it's a bad word, it's a bad thing. But it has been going on since the beginning of time and will continue to go on since as long as time continues to run. Africa has been synonymous with a lot of genocides. That's a warring type continent over there where a lot of times the littlest thing can turn into a big explosion and then you got all of these wars and stuff like that. And come on, man. Come on. Come on. That's all I got to say about it. I just think it was crazy how they did the man like that. And the guy was like, look, we can go talk about it. You want to talk about it? We talk about it. But this is not the type of thing. It reminded me of that Zelensky thing all over again. You know what I'm saying? It's just messed up. I just think we got problems over here we need to be taken care of. If we want to help other countries, yeah, that's good. But that would take a back seat to the real issues we got over here. Eating each other alive and all this crime and all this stupid stuff. The whole mindset of way human beings are reacting to each other in this country that's contributing to the downfall of it. You agree or disagree? I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I didn't mean to go off. But I mean, come on, man. From a common sense standpoint, let's look at it for what it is. Bullshit. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.